This is Naija Unfiltered on SYMFONI Television. My name is Olawale Oluwade, and my guest today is Dr. Akin Fapohunda, a retired Federal Director and Afenifere chieftain, Director of Research with the Afenifere Sociocultural Group. Dr. Fapohunda, nice to have you on the show once again.
Thank you very much. Good day to viewers.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Let's get on with our conversation without much ado. And let's start with a review of recent scandals in the presidency. You know, the raging saga involving a certain Prince Adeni Adeyemi Matthews and then Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila. The details are everywhere. I'm sure you're quite familiar with it. But my questions are, where we should start from is, how did this sordid affair pass through the various checkpoints, as it were, guardrails? You're a retired director in the civil service, federal civil service. Ministry of Finance did not flag it. The SGF's office did not flag it. Office of the Head of Civil Service Administration did not flag it. Both committees of the National Assembly did not flag it. Accountant General's office did not flag it. Central Bank did not flag it. Neither the anti-corruption agencies. How did this happen, Doctor?
Well, on deep reflection, as an elder statesman, which I'm qualified over 70 now, we need to look at the big picture. A friend of mine, one Dr. Emmanuel Onucheyo, brought the metaphor, analogy about 25, 30 years ago. The Nigerian state is analogous to a car whose engine is about to knock. When the car is about to knock, the driver inside might wind up, may not even know what's happening, but outsider will see that the car is smoking, is making noise, is underperforming. Nigerian polity is analogous to a car whose engine is about to knock. And we need to really take this metaphor very seriously. When the engine is about to knock, there are many symptoms. What you have just described are just mere symptoms of a system that is about to break down. And until we really wake up, the driver on the seat cannot pretend to be the car is air-conditioned inside and the car is moving. Is it moving at the right speed? It's moving, yes, but it's moving at the right speed. So this bureaucracy malfunction about to break down is a big symptom that we need to take seriously. And people are alleging maybe corruption, but in my own take, it's not even ordinary corruption. I can cite a practical example when I was in government, 1999-2000, to show how the system now works. I was a desk officer in charge of Space Science Office. It took us time to get the then Ministry of Science and Technology to give us the details of the agreement for space science to be launched satellites about the country. We quarreled and quarreled until they gave us the document. We reviewed the documents. We found out that we have no business going to space. We have no business going to satellites.
Sorry, Doctor, which office was this now?
Space Science Office in the presidency.
Okay, domiciled in the presidency.
In the presidency. We were desk officer to supervise the space program of the Ministry of Science and Technology. We wrote an 11-page document saying we should not go that route. We gave to the President Obasanjo.
Okay.
We've given the letter, my boss, Dr. Adigun, famous director of Outer Space Affairs, United Nations. He gave a document to President Obasanjo and said, cancelled immediately. But then, and we all uproar. We are fighting Bodofield, we are fighting this. They didn't look at the merit of what we said. But 2-3 months later, our office was bypassed. The document was sent to the President Obasanjo. We just had on NTA that we are going to space. Not even corruption, but ego, clash of interests. The president cannot remember what he signed on 2 months earlier. He had good faith, but he's sitting there. People carry file. They say, Mr. President, God put you there. The country is moving forward under you. Then they will give him a file. Okay. He might say, what is this? Then he will just sign on. They say, Mr. President, thank you. They withdraw. That's how the country is being run. Compared 26 years ago.
Sorry, Doctor. So that document, that proposal was approved.
It was approved eventually.
By passing our
office
in the presidency.
And carried.
No, so now the question is that what has happened to that? Have we launched the rockets into space now, the satellite?
We wasted 60 billion naira when money was money. We gave contract to Surrey in the United Kingdom to launch satellite. UK is not a satellite country. You go like Pakistan or Russia or India.
Or China.
These are the issues we raise. Fundamentally, not even corruption.
Sorry, Doctor. Let me clarify again. So that entire project, what happened to it?
Well, it was implemented against our advice. Yes. I chose to retire from government that I could have made money going to Surrey, traveling, extra code and all that, but I chose to resign. The project was implemented, but half-heartedly. Some satellite disappeared, some fell down. We have not got value for money up till now.
60 billion naira.
Yeah, 1999. That's just a typical symptom of now we had 750 parasites then. Now we have almost 1,000, 2,000. How more can president supervise 44 ministers and all many parastatals? Let's even say they have good faith. It's not corruption. It's too big. Nigeria is too big to manage the way we are doing it. We need to break Nigeria down into modules for effective supervision. If we redesign the country properly and change the constitution so that road, education, health, infrastructure will be in the different areas, how much can I alone supervise as an individual person? That's why in the US, 50 states, every state does its own thing. But now everything in Abuja, president, that is why this week, the Southern Middle Belt Leadership Forum resolved that we need to have a change of constitution to really have a federating unit. Another election will not carry us. If we do election 20 times, it will produce the same thing. We are begging the president to be humble in this matter. He's on the driver's seat, but he's driving and about to knock car engine. He's moving right, but at what pace, at what speed? He's appealing now, governors, why are you doing flyovers? Why are you doing this? But he himself, the road to Calabar, is it worth it too? So he's pointing one finger at the governors that are being wasteful, but it's not to be blamed, but the system he has inherited is decaying, is building in all seams, at which you can, anyway, there has to be a change. There has to be a change. If he wins next election, it's a period victory. The country is going. The engine is about to knock.
Doctor, I like the analogy, the illustration of the car engine, and then I love the practical example you gave. 26 years ago, sir.
Yeah.
26 years ago.
Yeah. Where is satellite? No satellite.
26 years ago, we burnt 60 billion naira.
More than that since then. That was the initial capital outlay. I could have been so rich if I play along. But I chose to retire in year 2000.
So this dysfunction that we're witnessing now, not just this one situation, there are all sorts of dysfunction, has begun. It began decades ago.
And then the issue they are talking about now, they are just scratching the surface. The initial point is somebody...
Sorry, Doctor, to interrupt you. So because you want to deal with it, let me, so that you take it together. The House of Reps this week said this, I think last week or this week, they started an investigation, committee, a subcommittee on this, special committee. And then they invited people, head of service, a few people, directors here and there. And then, but strikingly, sir, both the two chief actors in this entire situation, neither of them showed up. To be fair, they invited the gentleman, Prince Adeni, but the police refused to bring him. But Mr. Agbajami was not there. Can you speak to this and then continue from?
The political class, they engage in the grand deception and cover-up. it is only the polity has to change. I know the system very well. I've been inside 25 years. I'm now outside 25 years.
26 years.
So the original point is somebody is alleging that 400 million was given out. Is alleging that he borrowed the money to give it out. Okay? The person who delivered the money has died. If it's a lie, but the building from where the man was ended up being demolished within 3 days, that is the smoking gun. And I know the site very well. If there is a pot of 400 million naira to share, everything will bypass. If I go to a desk officer and the head of service, look, there's 5 million for you. I want you to approve this something. He will look at, he has not paid children's school fees, he will approve it. If somebody in the SGF's office, a letter has come, so there's a business, so 10 million is your own share out of it. It is this that I'm just putting the picture.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
If there are 400 million naira to share, to compromise, everybody, it's a booty for everybody to share. So that's the way, if they really want to, is to do forensic tracing of what happened to that 400 million. If they found out that no money was given at all, then the case has disappeared. Is it not true? The case has disappeared.
Sorry, Doctor.
But if the Adeyemi man actually produced 400 million and there's a financial trail of how he withdrew the money from which source and how he delivered the money, that's the foundation for any investigation. There's no other reason why somebody sitting on the desk, you not see any other paper before. Somebody says, oh, allocate 200 staff. There's no deputy director in the government who will just do that. There's no way. They know the leadership of State House. Yes. They know it. If the file will move from the PAMSEC to director to deputy director to schedule officer, the file will move. All the desks are there. But once the director calls the staff, look, there is some business for us to do, please. I want this thing done. It's from above. That is it. That is it. And all civil servants now are compromised because their take-home pay doesn't take them home. So if you get a little business, a little meeting, a little money from somewhere, say you're going to get 2 million, 3 million, it's like ants chasing after sugar. It is. But if what I'm saying is not the situation, establish that first. Establish that there was no 400 million naira to share. And that the money was not delivered by Adeyemi. You cannot trace the source of the bank. Once you can't trace that, that means the man is actually lying. But the man said 200 million is still outstanding. He said so. Then now that there is a budget 1.3 billion in the account, again, everybody have knives to cut part of that money. Is it not? Knives are out to cut that 1.3 billion. So that is the angle that we don't even to crucify anybody. The whole system is collapsing. It's like you have everybody has sinned, have come short of the glory of God. You don't need to see the head of service. He caught a beautiful sight on television when he said, I failed, I dropped the ball. You should not be the one to say it. You should just step aside to say, you have failed the entire system. You don't need to say it. But without shame, he just said, I failed, and he was just looking. That picture will haunt her forever if he had conscience. So this thing goes to the foundation of the morality of the Nigerian state. We cannot wish it over. If we wish it over, like Alibotin, like Siemens, like Scandal, Scania bosses in those days, Nigerian Airways probe, Justice Nwasota panel of inquiry into what happened to Nigerian Airways. They are all garden dust in the archives. This is another in the series of that. So as I said, Nigerian state is like an engine of a car that's about to knock. Either we do away with the car totally and replace a new one. We cannot even buy Belgium engine it will not work. So the thing is to have a new constitution that will really do a course correction. And with all this money we are all getting, building all over Guzapi, what is the meaning of it? It has no meaning. Billions. It is not good enough for us at all. So the House of Reps, they are chasing what amounts to shadows to me. Now, they didn't even call the principal people. The police were arguing that we cannot produce the Adeyemi. Is it not in Kuje prison? There are no Black Maria to transport him to the venue. What's the police saying? Is the man sick? Is he on life support that he cannot talk? If the man is well, why can't you produce him today? But they don't want to hear what the man will say. It's regrettable, but that's how I can read it. If you are really sincere, I say, somebody of my own caliber, we have common sense. They should not pull wolves over our eyes.
Doc, you've thrown the cat among the pigeons, as the English would say. But let me also, I want you to also comment on what previous commentators have also said. Why has the president belatedly, indeed, because for many weeks he refused to say anything, but eventually he came out and mandated ICPC to investigate in a month and submit a report. What do you think, sir?
Mr. President, with much respect, still thinks he can salvage the system. He thinks it's a human being, and it's difficult to admit failure. But we are his best friends. It's not. I love the man. For him to get to the level where he has got to now is only grace of God. The way we remember as a nationalist, somebody who loves Nigeria, someone who God has favored, is for him to come to television and make a statement and say, look, like President Nixon did after Watergate, when all files became available. Nixon say, I shall resign by noon tomorrow. We are not even saying President should do that. The President should come clean and say, look, we have enough files to this system is compromised. You don't need to get 100%. The system is compromised totally. So let him say, look, let's redesign Nigeria under my watch. Let's redesign Nigeria under my watch. The bureaucracy, Onosaye report is still there. It's being ignored. And he promised to do this within 12 weeks when he assumed power. To break down the federal system down, have only 10 or 12 federal exclusive functions so that the president can be the father of the nation, and then let all the regions do how they feel best about their own area. I'm appealing to the president. God has put him on this position today. He's the only one who can stop the car, who says he's about to knock, open the door and see that the car is smoking, and drive the car to mechanic workshop immediately and abandon it and say, I'm shopping for a new car. That's what the president needs to do now.
Doc, if you say the president is the driver and he has this huge burden on his shoulders to fix or correct this system, which in your words you say is not working, and I don't think there are many people that would argue with you on the unworkability of this present system. But isn't that too much responsibility to shoulder on one individual? Because, sir, you have a National Assembly, 109 senators, 360 House of Reps members. Who should actually be the champions?
We are talking of now, for good or for ill. The president has amassed the goodwill of the whole country to himself. They are under his thumb. National Assembly, nobody can deny that, is under his command. 31 governors under his command. He's giving them 4 times the revenue they used to get. Isn't it? Meaning that if he wakes up on the right side of the bed tomorrow and says, gentlemen, The game is up. Mr. Attorney General, please prepare a bill. It will pass like the national anthem was changed. It will pass. The committee of speakers of the states will also come to Abuja within next week. It will also pass. So there is no protest, there is no opposition to him being the symbol of Nigeria today, whether we like it or not. We are now saying, God put you in this position, use it
For good.
for your own name. Using it to win the next election at all costs. Creating more 12 divisions of the military. We should focus on policing, not military. We are not fighting Cameroon or fighting Ghana. Why do we need 12 divisions of the army? We need 30 divisions of police, not the army. So it's just this cause. The cause is to lower the military presence even of the government. Call the 31 governors under your control. Call the National Assembly. Call all the judges. Say, look, we want to change course of Nigeria. Break things down. Reduce federal government to not more than 50 MDAs instead of the 750 of Odasaye.
Doc, this week, the president met with a group of Catholic bishops, I'm not sure, but maybe about 20 of them at the presidential villa. And at that meeting, the president made 2 or 3 very strong statements. In fact, it was so lucid, so clear, so very strong, very articulate. Number one, he said, INEC is very neutral. INEC has not intimidated any opposition party. All the hue and cry of the opposition parties are that they are afraid of their own shadows and the company that they keep. Number 2, he said it's going to be fight to finish. That if they think he's going to give them room to come and challenge it, that is no. They're going to wrestle themselves to the ground and all of those. Doc, can you respond to these comments of the president?
I read the speech by the Catholic eminence people. They were very calm, diplomatic in their choice of words. There are many things that were not said that anybody who is discerning will hear their loud cry about the change of polity. What they are saying is what I've been saying in this channel. But Mr. President appears to me as being full of extreme confidence in his ways. Well, we pray that the confidence will be borne out by the facts in the next few months, in the next few years. So the president is not feeling what all Nigerians are feeling. Catholic Bishop is an example of it. Yesterday, Oba Ladoja, Olubadan of Ibadan, came to Abuja too. It's the same feeling that you governors are not doing anything good. You are building flyovers. You are not using the money very well. Our president is full of confidence. But it's a confidence based on a good foundation. I'm using the channel for him to reflect on even what me, a small person, is saying on this channel. If he's able to listen to this, we are just appealing for him to have. Look, if you are sick, you have cancer, or what you don't know what you have, you take first opinion, you take second opinion to determine what is really wrong with you. I'm appealing for Mr. President to look for second opinion. People around him are telling him everything is good, he's in charge, he's done fuel subsidy removal, he has do exchange rate, everything is good. I know a professor, I'm witness, a professor, SAN, and this, all those are signs that everything is perfect. He's working like a brand new Mercedes-Benz 500. That's what it implies. But the plan or the alternative is that this car is a 30-year-old car that is unraveling. Which one is your take? So I can only pray that Mr. President is correct in his assertion. Actual facts on ground does not bear him out. Ruben Abati said something like, in the villa, somehow you don't see what others are saying.
It's a gilded cage.
Even the grass in that villa is different. I walked there before. Now there's solar panel. If you drive around, you see solar panel now. So, Mr. President, the villa is disconnected from the power grid. You have light that doesn't blink at all, 24/7. Everything is perfect. Water is coming. The air you even breathe is different. But come out. Mr. President, come and enter Lugbe. Mr. President, come and go to Kubwa in the night. Come even and drive your way through Gwarimpa and see how the roads are.
Wow.
We need to stop all these eye holes that we are in now. We need to come down to the level of the masses. We need to have a small panel to think, look, this election thing is not voting. Would they vote in Osun State this next 2 weeks? When people are locked up, they are fighting. The governor is... What does it... If it's true that the governor is hiding criminals in his house, the fact that you have that allegation at all is a sign that things are not well. What's to make a governor to hide a bandit in the government house? What brought that about? Why will it be? Is to call the governor, is it true? Okay, please, all amnesty given to everybody, but how do we get here? How do we get here that a commissioner of government will be arrested because he has things illegal in his house? When you push your child to the extreme, then he's supposed to fight back. The system is pushing everybody to be a criminal. Governors are being accused to be criminal. IG went to Osun and said, Mr. Governor, you are aiding criminality. That's what it means. Is it not? Mr. Governor, you are harboring criminals in your house. That's a very grave allegation against somebody who has sworn to defend the constitution of Nigeria. If our governor, I would say, please, come and search my room immediately. Don't go. If I have clean hand.
Yes. Doc, this issue between the IG of police, what's his name now, Tunji Disu, and Ademola Adeleke, governor of Osun State, that comment you made when the IG stood up and, frontally accused the governor that you have been alleged to harbor criminals. And I remember very well so that Governor Adeleke did say in response to the IGP that even if it's my son that is found to have broken the law, please pick them up. I do not harbor any criminals and all of that. Just to clear that. But sir, what I want you to...
But the IG is now fishing for...
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because IG in his mind believes Adeleke is lying. Yes. That alone is an indictment. That IG can think that I have no trust in an elected governor of a state. IG that is only appointed is pointing finger at an elected governor.
The head of a sovereign state.
A sovereign state.
Exactly.
It's a very grave allegation.
Exactly. And that's why in the camp of the governor and other opposition parties, what they are saying is going on in Osun State is that the ruling party, APC, don't forget that you also reference the fact that the ruling party, the government, the federal government, they've withheld local government allocation to Osun State for almost 3 years now. They've withheld it. They've not released it. So opposition and the governor in Osun State, they believe that all of this is to intimidate Osun State government and the governor.
In physics, thermodynamics, action and reaction are equal and opposite. What's happening today, the foundation was laid several months ago in the contest between Adeleke and Oyetola. Adeleke wanted to defer to APC. They said, no, he can't defect. It could have been it could have been 32nd governor. Exactly. That would be in APC, but they don't want him because they have their own hand. That's the foundation now. So everything they are doing, withholding money and all that, it's just series of action and reaction are equal. Now escalated to the fact that you, governor, you are complicit. You, in effect, you are even a bandit yourself for harboring a bandit. And the police is fishing for the criminals. They are doing CID work in the Osun State. that is how Nigeria might also be January next year. Election in Osun State now is preparing the ground for what will happen. Obi will be under trouble. Atiku, all candidates now will be under threat because Nigerian stateship is not good, fit for purpose. If you don't bring the temperature down by saying, this election will solve problem of Osun State? Election will never solve problem of Osun State. Even if Adeleke wins, it's already bruised and battered. He cannot govern well. If so-called Ambo, whatever is his name, wins, he will win by subduing Adeleke and subdue his people. When you win in a war front like that, instead of on a negotiating table, let the citizens of the state vote one by one and say, we elect you freely. We cannot have government in Osun State. Real government. Real governance.
Exactly.
Governance differ from government. We are going to have government, but we're not going to have governance because the enemies of Adeleke will never give up if he wins. If he is dethroned, he himself will turn to guerrilla warfare. This is what will happen also post 2027.
So let's go back to analyzing some of the recent comments of President Tinubu. One of the things he also said in that, I think when Olubadan visited him, the Oyo State traditional rulers led by the Olubadan, he said, to the shock and consternation of most Nigerians, is that he is not responsible for hunger in Nigeria. That before he was born, hunger has been with us. Even before Nigeria was founded, hunger has been around. Sir, I mean, you referenced the fact that the way the president is feeling so overconfident that you pray that overconfidence bears out in Nigeria. What would make the president to make such a comment?
Well, even in the Bible, Christ said there will always be poor people in the world, no doubt about it. But then God gave us the common sense as a human being to be fruitful and multiply. There's a country called Norway. They have sovereign wealth fund to make sure all citizens are well taken care of. Scandinavia is a model country, modern area. We talk about Singapore. What is a poor person in Singapore or in Norway? Yeah, he may not have a jet, he may not have a Mercedes-Benz, but at least able to eat. You understand? Yes. Mr. President, from that statement, is saying he's not responsible for what is happening. But he is, I must say so. China brought how many million people out of poverty?
800 million. 800 million people
so
lifted out of poverty.
We remember the leader of China up to today. So why can't we be known for good? In the old black world, we are the object of slavery. This mentality that we are not responsible for our situation. Why were we even enslaved in the first instance? It's not based on our leaders, the Obas, collecting mirror and collecting things.
Synapse.
And shipping able-bodied black people to go and be sugarcane planters.
Plantation workers.
It's not why we became enslaved. Can we justify it that we are the black sheep of the whole world? Asians are making it, Europeans are making it. So we cannot do that. We cannot do that. Mr. President, I know the feeling. Being in the villa is so comfortable. But as I've advised on this channel, Mr. President, just come out around 7 p.m. quietly and go to Lugbe inside the place. Go to Kuje suburbs. Go to Maraba. Drive yourself. You can still drive, Mr. President, and observe humanity, observe your subjects, and see the squalor. You will not award any contract of 15 trillion again. if you see that. You will not. Even your best achievement of granting loans to students is an albatross on the neck of the student when they graduate. When you graduate with 3 million naira debt, how will you pay back? So it's in a worldview, and I'm just praying for Mr. President that he will climb down from this high horse. And if he doesn't take my view seriously, no problem. We cannot force him. It's Obamewa, Ibamewa. 10 kings, 10 apples. It's a saying. So, but I must say respectfully to him, not criticism. He needs to have a second and third opinion that will guide his attitude. He has won. I know nobody can beat him in this next election. He has won.
Oh, really?
In my mind, yes, he has won.
Oh.
Money. 31 governors. They just need to roll out money to all the electoral agents. President has polling agents in all the 31 states. Is it not? Yeah, he has polling agents, and everybody is hungry. So there's a glitch last time. Do we know? We didn't integrate the glitch last time. So the glitch is still by the corner, even this time too. Yes? So he has won. Only death, I don't pray he dies. Only death can stop Tinubu win. But his real win is when he dismantled all the caricature of the Nigerian state. And he can do it even before the next 2-3 months. We have bodies that have been meeting these citizens for the destruction of Nigeria have a blueprint already.
Doc, I had a guest here last week. I'm sure you've seen the video. The interview has gone viral. Former SGF, Babache Lawa, he was here, and he said some very serious stuff, both pre the Buhari era, the merger of the APC, the Buhari ascension to power, the role President Tinubu played, and then how Tinubu got the ticket of the APC last election. Buhari did not support him. He said a lot, quite a lot. I want us to discuss a few of some of this. Number one is the education sector. Abacha has narrated how he got scholarship from the northern governor.
Yeah.
Northern governor.
He just sent his name. He
Exactly.
just sent his name. He didn't even know.
He didn't know.
He didn't apply.
He didn't apply. They found him to be academically sound. He just got a letter and they called him to Maiduguri. They asked him, what's your name, whatever, and they gave him the scholarship.
They gave him transport money to come back to ABU.
And then he said he was getting that money, 14 naira or so, every month without fail. He was even able to buy a car. And guess what, sir? What he didn't say in that interview, what he told me privately, he made a first class in electrical engineering. The bachelor made a first class in electrical. Sir, compare this to the system now that has broken down completely, where scholarship awards has fallen to the Nigerian standard, where everything is who do you know and all of that. But particularly, compare it to the students' loan scheme, sir. Are we producing the workforce of the future for Nigeria, sir?
I must commend B.D. Lawal. Viewers, please look for that interview. It's a treasurable, it's an interview of treasure. I watched it twice. I've never, B.D. appears a bit. I'm not abusing. It appears dense, but it's a lot of intellect behind what you are seeing. He says so many things. I like the man to be my friend. All of it is so sincere from the heart. So he gave us so many anecdotes about what happened over the year. We cannot replicate it because at that time, there are only 4 universities, Ibadan, Ife, Nsukka, and ABU. But it's an ideal we have to aspire towards. We cannot get it 100%. Everything that B.D. Lawal said resonates with me.
Exactly. You have the same age, actually, 71, 72, both of you.
So, and first class on electrical engineering.
Absolutely.
I haven't thought it was just I never knew.
First class electrical engineering, sir. First class from ABU. First
He's
class.
somebody, and if you trace his relation with Buhari and everything, he's saying the correct thing. This is the voice of reason. Bidi Lawal. It's a voice of reason. All Nigerians should listen to that speech on your channel. This channel has done a great service by bringing me on and was able to express his heartfelt opinion about Buhari. Is somebody who have seen the president now when the president was in underpants.
Absolutely.
So it's not that the president is commander-in-chief and they, no. He saw the president when he was down to earth.
Absolutely.
And he was a friend to the president. President says Bidi Lawal is also his friend. Buhari confirmed it. So how you can fall out with such a man? If our President Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu is a means, a sign that I need to, how can I lose a friend like Bidi Lawal? I shouldn't lose a friend like Bidi Lawal. He's a good man. You can't take all his saying. No human being is perfect.
Absolutely.
But I would like to call Bidi Lawal my friend. Whatever it would take for me to retain him as my friend, I will think twice about what made me to disagree with him. I will find accommodation with him. That's when I know I'll be on the right track. The voice of human being, the voice of God. Bidi Lawal is a good man. And I wouldn't like to alienate him if I'm in any position. And he's been with the president from when they are machinating, they are strategizing, they are doing all kinds of things. So I'll give Bidi Lawal his own due to make him still remain in my corner. The more people like that in anybody's corner, the more that you might be doing good for the greatest number of people. That's what I think. I will not be a friend of other people who are just say, Mr.
Charlatans.
President, Commander-in-Chief, Commander. No, I will not. Bidi Lawal came as a good man to me. Honestly, I appreciate him.
For the sake of time, Doctor, two quick issues from Bidi Lawal's interview. He also talked about 2027 elections. He said in his own mind, though, from what he knows, the totality of what he knows, he believes the results probably has been written, and they're just playing a script towards a predetermined outcome. That, of course, Nigerians, everybody will make, there will be hue and cry here. They will go to their courts, in his own words. SAN will collect big, billions. After Nigeria will make noise, and then that will be the end of it. Do you think so, sir? He even talked about third term, that if President Tinubu has good health, the only thing that you said, if it's only that, more or less both of you are saying the same thing. Do you share the same sentiments?
They try to say results have been written. Same way of saying Nigeria is under the grip of APC party people. They have what is called structure. And the structure will deliver votes or whatever number. In any polling booth, other parties cannot have agents across. Only APC can afford to have an agent in a particular polling booth, in a particular collation center. So if I'm a APC member and I know I want to deliver my area to Mr. President, I will deliver my area now. So the numbers of last election is already written out. You got 20,000 votes in this polling booth. I'm APC stalwart. I will deliver the number. It don't need to be said. Tinubu doesn't mean to say anything. The APC stalwarts have captured Nigeria in the neck. 31 governors have captured Nigeria in the neck.
In fact, he referenced those governors. That the reason why is because, number one, he has denied, President Tinubu, by capturing those governors, has denied opposition funding from those governors.
Look, 7,000 words or so.
Exactly. 8,012.
I can afford to give 50,000 each to a polling agent representing APC. Other parties, they cannot be in more than maybe 200. They don't have the money to fund it. So if I'm the campaign coordinator for Osun State for APC, I will just stay in Osogbo. in the morning of election or day before, I've given you all 50,000. I want result sheets from your polling booth or whatever. Is it not true? That's how it is. While the other people are asking for donations of 1,000, 2,000 for transport, they have
A war chest.
a war chest. It's only fair. This is the predetermined results. Unless the system is dismantled, council APC privilege, which was acquired by all machinations. I say, President, please give up this power that you have. It's only an appeal. It's not, nobody can fault you. You have won. Be like why he's saying so too. He's saying maybe character talk. Na character we go chop. We don't go eat character of a Peter Obi or anything. We're not going to eat it at all. So, good feeling, conscience is not going to compete with being an outlaw in the system now. So that's why I've been saying this channel now that election is won, 2031 is even won too. If you are going to, 2036 is also won. Whoever Tinubu nominates will win too. Once you have structure, structure is command and control. And if you don't deliver, you are dealt with. So it's not voluntary. It's not voluntary. So with the military's blanket over the country too, the structure is there, and it's command and control from Abuja. So it's not saying anything novel, but we don't want that. We want this nation for our children and grandchildren. We want to really have democracy where we rejoice. We are so happy that we have people governing us by consent, not by coercion, not by force. For now, we are just marooned.
Sir, I will not allow to finish if we don't talk about the recent spate of abductions all over Nigeria, kidnappings, mass kidnappings, students, people, worshippers, and all of that, all over Nigeria, north, south, west, east. But the one that received so much attention in the last couple of maybe a month or so, 2 months, was the Orire abduction in Oyo State, Ogbomoso to be precise. Mercifully, the pupils and their principal and teacher were rescued, even though they lost two teachers. What's your comment briefly on that, sir?
Well, not 100%, no 100% goodness, no 100% badness. There's some good effort, but then it just so the country's government is not for the good of everybody. We see how people in Woro, 170 something. So there's too much noise from the Western axis that is becoming too embarrassing. So they have to do something. Everybody has to go there. But Nigeria is a territory that is occupied by all citizens of various tribes. Equality of protection, equality of security is our entitlement. But the problem is that it is not just merely raining. Nigeria now is being flooded. The flood is too much in terms of misconduct, in terms of how we are. And as I said, if I'm IG of police, I'm getting 20 calls per day, kidnapping. How much can you do as IG of police? If you are DPO or you're commissioner of police, how much can you do when you are infested with command and control powers of the country? The foundation of our problem is that in the last 20, 30 years, people between the age of 15 and 40, they don't have means of employing themselves. There's an article by my friend, Mr. Ojudu, recently, the last 1 week, where he said in Ekiti State, the chairman of EFCC went to occupy Ekiti State to neutralize all the Yahoo people. All hotels, restaurants, everything in Ekiti State is now empty. Ekiti State have been thriving on all undergraduates doing identity theft and doing Yahoo, making money, and they haven't stayed in hotels permanently.
Wow. Students.
Students.
Wow.
That's crime. They don't want to go to school anymore. So, but Oluyede being from Ekiti State just said, I want to deal with them. Now Ekiti State is dysfunctional. The article is written by Mr. Ojudu recently.
Wow. Okay, Babafemi Ojudu.
Yes. The Ekiti State now went to all hotels, all restaurants are empty. Because FCC is everywhere. The boys have moved to Osun, moved to Ekiti, moved to Ondo. So what I'm saying is that the youth of Nigeria now have nothing else to do but banditry and crime.
Cyber crimes.
In the north, you can't go to farm, so you can't rear your cows, you can't plant. If you plant, you cannot harvest. So we have to go to the root. That we need to really come down again, as I've been saying. We need to really have what's the problem in the northeast? What problem in the northwest? If they want Sharia, let them have Sharia now. If they want it, let them have it. Let them have a regional constitution that says they are theocracy. Fine. In South where we are dual, we will find a argument that will allow you to do your Islam, do your Christianity, and do your SSA.
Exactly. Traditional religion.
Why are we pretending? Let's regional talks. Fashion now what suits each area. But this one size fits all. This banditry is just a symptom.
Kidnapping and all
Kidnapping,
of that.
Yahoo. Fulanis are not doing Yahoo. They are Yorubas.
Exactly.
Because they have internet, they have computers.
Exactly.
Is it not?
Exactly.
Yeah. The people in the up north, they are doing kidnapping. Exactly. Kidnapping and Yahoo is not the same thing.
Exactly. It's crime. Crime is crime.
You kidnap your money,
yes.
or kidnap yourself.
Exactly.
That's it. Exactly. Until we go to the brass tacks. That we're appealing to Mr. President again. The country is going down. Our engine is about to knock. Let's put the car aside and get a new car. Then we'll start afresh. When we start afresh, it doesn't mean we are not going to have problems, but we all believe we are going the right direction. Yes.
Sir, as we begin to wind down, what are the biggest threats to the elections next year, the biggest threats that you see? I know you've said a lot, but narrow it down to specifics. What are the three or so biggest, dangers, red signs that you see as we come down to election day? For not just democracy now, the survival of this country itself. Many are saying that this election may be Nigeria's last chance.
There is no credible opposition. There is no alternative presentation of a governance model to run the country.
Ideas.
So the opposition leaders are under threat with the courts, with registration, with qualification. They cannot even have the rest of mind to articulate whether they have a better view, better alternative to subsidy gun. They will not be able to have, they are not sure whether they'll be on ballot. That's a threat. If you don't have opposition, that's not, you are going to have 95% result. And if you do election today, APC will score 95% of the votes. It will. And it's so bad that even Nigerian Bar Association could not do election. The most gifted, the most educated, the most blessed group of Nigerians. The rigging culture is still penetrating all levels of our being. That's why we need to really see something is wrong with us. Nigerian Bar Association could not do an election. They could not, without allegation of rigging. Whether the fact that you even allege that there is rigging.
Absolutely.
It's a big problem.
Absolutely. A body of less than maybe 50,000 people.
No, there are about 82,000 that are qualified. People. But these are the most educated.
Doctor, not the most educated. Well, they like to claim that they are not learned anything.
They are now the worst miseducated. They are actually worse than illiterate. Because when you think you are educated and you don't know anything.
You should show your behavior, your character, and your conduct.
But the opposite means you are not educated at all. You don't have decorum. You don't have respect for each other. When I cheat you, means I don't respect you as equal to myself. But if we're equal, we will speak, we will listen, we will hear. Your ideas are better than mine. I will concede to you. But it's now based on might, it's right. And the new president quickly ran to Villa to go and pay courtesy call. It's even wrong on our part. You know your position is still disputed. You are not sworn in. you are going to get presidential handshake. She's wrong on that count too. She ought to wait and let the dust settle down and let her be sworn in properly before she's going to call Mr. President. What is she doing? She's using her sister's influence on the president. That is wrong. That's still rigging. Is it not? You are not being sworn in. Your position is still disputed. You ran to shake the hand of Mr. President in Abuja. That's wrong. Second point is that the understanding of Nigeria, there be north, south. Okay, Atiku is pointed saying he doesn't want it. It's a mean that it will split Nigeria north, south. If there's a national consensus that we are going this way, somebody in the stature of Atiku is saying, no, he doesn't agree with it. And he has his own following too. If he just 1/4 of the population is separating himself from the consensus of the country, that's still a negative point, is it not? So those two things, no opposition, Atiku's faction of the Nigerian polity, then no decorum in the elections. Election will come and go. Somebody will be declared a winner, whether by only, last time, Mr. President got 12 million votes.
No, he got 8.1 or so million, 8.9 million votes.
Out of
27 or 25.
No,
25.
out of the
Exactly.
annex said 90
Registered
million.
vote, 90 million votes, voters registered.
So less than 10% is giving you the mandate to run the country. Other society must score 51% of the votes. Otherwise, there will be a rerun. So the mandate that is secured by only 10% of the registered voters,
not even the larger population.
Is it legitimate?
Doc, I was surprised you mentioned the militarization of our elections, because even INEC chairman, Professor Josh Hamkuta, came out and said he doesn't want the military supervising election. The military should stay in their barracks. That he only wants, at best, or in worst cases, just policemen who are not even bearing arms and all of those. So I'm surprised you didn't speak, because what are we saying playing out in Osun State now that we spoke extensively on earlier?
No, I've said so. When you have 12 new divisions created in the world, you want a blanket envelope of military. So that response, somebody making trouble in Ilesha from Oshogbo, soldiers are there to quell the riot. That is it now. I've already answered it that instead of going policing, we are going military. What's the military for? They will release money in the next couple of months for the military to fill all those 12 divisions. There will be no money for the police. They will use military truck to supervise. So that it is. I've said, I've implied it.
Okay, sir, Doc, I want you to comment on this. There's this scandal. This government has so many scandals, but we talked about the chief of staff. Look at Minister Dave Umahi, Engineer Dave Umahi, Minister for Works. You know, there's a lady, whether she's a nurse or a physiotherapist, that she died in his home. Questions are being asked, why? What was the lady doing in your home? Then he says, oh, they've known way back. The lady died. The parents, the police and so are saying, let us do an autopsy. Oh, the parents quickly came and did an affidavit. The friend who were together. Sir, what's going on, sir?
Well, all these things are still symptoms.
Sorry, sir. In fact, why I brought it up is that the people of the Kaduna State, where the lady comes, Sokapu, where they come from, Sokapu came out to demand and insist that there must be autopsy and all of those. The police must. Now, that the minister called the president of Sokapu to threaten and intimidate him.
I agree with you. All these are symptoms of immorality. The minister ought to have stepped aside. But he didn't step aside. Femi Gbajabamila ought to have stepped aside. Not that you are guilty, but the system is losing, if it has not lost, its moral soul. And these are all, I cited so many instances. Nigeria Waste probe, Alibotin probe, Siemens probe, so many things. Bags of money was laid in National Assembly during Obasanjo's third term. They said they put money to bribe legislators. We all wish it away. You can have many nails on the coffin of Nigeria, each one very important. So it's just symptoms. The moment we decide to govern under rule of law, equality before the law, the police doesn't need the DPO in Abakaleke. A charge of murder is on the table. The DPO has to invite all. In the US, if something happened, the husband is first suspect. You understand? You invite anybody who has remote. But now but the DPO cannot act. The police commissioner cannot act. The minister is talking tough because he's the point man. He has paid his dues to the president. He defended the Lagos Calabar with his life. So to sacrifice him is difficult. Symptom.
Okay, Doc, final question as we wind down. Once again, you have said it over, but I want you to nail it, put it in proper perspective, because from this, the narrative of Bidi Lawal and what you have conquered, and both of you, like I said, are of the same age group, the same generation, except we return this country back to grassroots development, grassroots governance. This country can't go anywhere. Is that what you've said?
We need to roll back to January 14, 1966. Wow. That is it. We need to go back to the negotiated framework from 1954, 55 up to 1959. Credible, selfless leaders negotiated and crafted a framework. Soldiers came in January 15 and overthrew it. All the decrees have to be rolled back. And that's why we have Southern and Middle Belt Leadership Forum now. They rose in a meeting this last week to say we need to have a rollback to January 14, 1966. And they have a 3-month transition period where we sort out a new governance framework that will start afresh, will create new regions, maybe with the 12 regions of then as a model. We are not throwing everything away, but we must take the good and amplify it. And then, like we have regional constitution, we have to have it. We want to have regional Supreme Court. Why you quarrel with your wife, go to Supreme Court? Alarm problem, you come to Abuja. All those things should end in the regions.
Incidentally, this week was the 60th anniversary of the killing of General Agui Ironsi. The man, incidentally, who, when he took over January 15th, after the coup of the young men, Nzeogu and the rest of them, he was one who passed the unification decree that turned Nigeria from the region into a unitary system. But of blessed memory, may God rest his soul, because he did not deserve to die, himself and his host, Lieutenant Colonel Adekunle Fajuyi. They didn't deserve to die. But I wish Nigeria could go back to that glorious era.
I won't blame General Ironsi. If somebody made a mistake 60 years ago, and we are still lamenting, it's our fault now. Just like we cannot blame the white people up till now. Ordinary Ghana changed their name from Gold Coast to Ghana. Rhodesia changed their name from Rhodesia to Zimbabwe. Recently, Upper Volta changed the name to Burkina Faso. So how long can we blame Ironsi? We have our eyes open. We are just sleepwalking into problem. I can't blame Ironsi. At that time, he did what he thinks was right. Yeah. So, but now 60 years, we are numb. We are stupid. We are idiots. I don't blame Ironsi at all. We are now the current idiots. The blame is more on us than on him.
And the reason why he did that was because the regions were at each other's throats. The northern region was instigating crisis in western region of Nigeria.
Yeah. So now that we have known now that we used to think northerners are Gambari, all of them, the Igbos are Yamiri, Yorubas are whatever. So, but now we are all enlightened, we are more educated now. Can't we sit down and reappraise our system and know that we are just on a wrong track? I don't blame Ironsi. I don't blame Muritala. Blaming doesn't help.
That's not going to solve the problem. Doctor, you were talking about the advice to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the framework to returning Nigeria to a well-functioning nation that is actually where governance is actually impacting the people at the grassroots, where production takes place, where real development takes place?
Mr. President, I must appeal to you with humility. You are a compatriot, and God has blessed you. My voice is that of many Nigerians of our age group who knows that things are not working fine. Various bodies are being formed. The DSM may not be telling you there is Citizens for Restructuring Nigerian body coming up. There is Eminent Elders Forum. There is Southern Middle Belt Leadership Forum. There is Western Region of Nigerian Movement. All these are Nigerians of your contemporaries of your age group. And I'm part of them, and they are saying things are not working well. You need to hearken to the voice of reason. The car you are driving, analogously, the engine is wobbling and is about to knock. Don't wait for it to knock on top of you. The car may not knock for even 20 years, but it will be smoking and vibrating. It will not be fit for purpose. Mr. President, election that is coming is not the solution to our problem. We are just going to be misdirected. As many more elections that we can hold, it will never go to the problem, to the symptom that ails Nigeria. My appeal to you, sir, is to give the polity a new opportunity to redesign itself. And the documents are already available. We don't need another conference to pay people. No. A committee on reform will get 3 months to produce a blueprint for what is to be done. There will be a referendum about it. And the country will decide that we want a modular structure. We want to redesign a system where every corner will be given its own freedom to breathe, to do things the way anybody wants Sharia can have it. Who wants Shese can have it. Whatever. The judges can be on their own, govern according to their own flavor. This is when we can now focus on development, not on the elections at all. Mr. President, you can do this. At most, appeal for 1 more year so that by October 1, 2027, a new structure is in place and you retire gracefully. Mandela way that you have served 4.5 years term, but you are bequeathing a working structure, organically part of the Nigerian polity. All the probes, all the civil service things. We don't need more than 10 ministries in Abuja. Why 44 ministries? No, we don't need the foreign affairs, defense, internet. That's all we need. You don't need Ministry of Education in Abuja. You need planning, commission for education. That's all. We don't need all this bureaucracy eating money in Abuja. The country needs a change of structure. A change where there be 5-year development plan. Even a 25-year development plan that will really decide how we want to govern. It will, all Nigerians and diaspora will come home. We come home because we want to build Nigeria. Not to come for election. We want to build Nigeria. Banditry will disappear. I cannot travel from here, Mr. President, from Abuja to Ilesha. I cannot, unless I go by here. The road is not safe. That's my message to Nigerians. Let us join hands to appeal to the president that God has blessed him, God has favored him. We want him to use this privilege to favor Nigeria.
Nice place to anchor, Dr. Fapohunda. It's always a pleasure having you. Never a dull moment, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for
I'm
coming.
blessed.
Thank you for
I'm
coming,
blessed.
Doctor.
I'm blessed.
Thank you.